Hi, boys and girls. It is our last day to practice poetry for the week. Our goal is I can fluently read and understand second grade poetry. I'm going to go into present mode, so I will disappear for a little bit, but I'll be back. We are going to listen to a poem written by Steve Atwell, and then we're going to talk about what the poem was about and to see how closely we understood the poem. So let's listen.
The worm that wouldn't wiggle. Although I am a worm, I never used to wiggle, 'cause when my tummy rubbed the floor, it always made me giggle. I couldn't make it half a yard before I had to stop, 'cause I was laughing very hard. Exhausted, I would flop. I'd lay down on the comfy grass beneath a shady flower and recover from my giggle fit. It took me half an hour. My mum was quite unhappy. My friends, they used to mock. Oh, until I had a jumper made. Well, okay, more a sock. Now, when I wear my wiggle sock and slide about the floor, I do not get a tickle on my tummy anymore. I can wiggle to the shops and back. My friends no longer scoff. And when I want to giggle, I just take my jumper off.
Okay. So you might have noticed a lot of rhyming words in that poem. We're going to talk about what that poem was about and to see if you understood the poem. So think about the characters in the poem. I'll give you a second before I click ahead. The characters, if you remember right, were the worm, the mom, and the friends. The worm was the main character. The setting, worms live in the gardens. You might have noticed the flower on the picture. So we use the picture and the words to understand the poem. In the events, so what happened in the poem? The worm couldn't stop giggling, the friends mocked him, and then the worm made a wiggle sock to solve his problem. Okay, so we're going to listen to another short poem, and then after we are finished, I would like you to talk to a family member about what you think the story is about, and we'll go ahead and get started.
Once I laughed my socks off. Once I laughed my socks off, and they ran off down the street. I caught them, but they wouldn't let me put them on my feet. They danced around behind me as I made my way back home. They jumped and jived about the place. They'd not leave me alone. I went into the living room to sit and watch TV, but they danced around in front of me and I couldn't see the screen. I tried to do the washing up, but much to my surprise, they jumped around inside the bowl and splashed me in the eyes. "Oh, socks," I said, "do please give up this dancing to and fro. Not least because it was that I stopped laughing hours ago." They looked forlorn, those socks of mine, accepting their defeat. They sidled to the side of me and slipped back on my feet. Next time I laugh, I will ensure my shoes are firmly on. Now that should stop my naughty socks from such a carry-on.
Okay, so what I want you to do is, this is another graphic organizer, so I want you to think who were the characters in that poem, what was the setting, and what events happened in the story, what kind of things happened. And then after you talk about that with your family, I would like you to get on iExcel. If you have not finished lessons B.3, B.4, and, B.3 and B.4, I would like you to finish those, get at least an 80%, or work on them for about 20 minutes. And then I put an optional third grade challenge. You can get on lesson L.2 under third grade and practice rhyming a little bit with that. And then you can choose a couple activities and practice your reading. Have a good weekend, boys and girls.